how many of y'all can do things by yourself? Do you have a hobby? I hear a lot of people talking about, my hobby is traveling. Most people don't make enough money to travel frequent enough to call it the type of hobby. I'm talking about hobbies that you can do by yourself anytime, and I'm gone. And if I don't have them, I go by myself. I don't need somebody to enjoy my hobbies. Do you even have one? What's going on, everybody? This is your boy L6 The Journey, and welcome to Cruising and Conversation, where we cruise and we definitely converse. But before we get started with this video, as usual, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel L6 The Journey. That's the letter L, number 64 dash The Journey. And I couldn't do it without y'all. Y'all inspire me to keep making these hits. So check it out. Today's conversation is going to be a couple things balled up into one. And it kind of revolves around the word hobbies. Hobbies. I know we heard that word a lot. One of the first times I heard that word hobby was when I was a kid, and they had hobby shops where you could get remote control cars, you could get full scale models. You know, I was a car guy, so when I was a kid, I used to love that. But anyway, do you have a hobby? Do you have a hobby? Everybody who's watching this video, I want you to ask yourself the question, do you have a hobby? And if so, what is your hobby? Now, let me get a little deeper with this word hobby, because I hear a lot of people talking about, my hobby is traveling. I like to travel. That's my hobby. Well, I'm here to tell y'all, most people don't have enough money to travel in the capacity of what I'm speaking of when I say a hobby, right? Most people don't make enough money to travel frequent enough to call it the type of hobby I'm speaking of. Now, that's not to discredit people who like to talk about how many stamps they got on their passport or things like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a hobby that you can do by yourself, right? Also, I'm talking about a hobby that doesn't cost you anything. And if it did cost you something, you paid up front, and once you purchased it, you was able to use it over and over and over again. Let me explain what I'm talking about. If you bought a four-wheeler, once you pay for that four-wheeler, yeah, it's expensive up front, but you can take that thing to a dirt road, you can go to a trail, and you can ride it anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? That's a hobby. You know, and I'm just giving y'all the more expensive end of a hobby. For me, my hobby is videography. My hobby used to be playing video games. My hobby used to be basketball. You know what I'm saying? My hobby is a lot of different things. I'm a car guy. So being around car meets or being at a racetrack or something like that, test driving a car. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about hobbies that you can do by yourself, hobbies that you can do anytime. I mean, puzzles. How many of y'all like putting together puzzles? How many of y'all like reading books? How many of y'all like painting? That's the type of hobbies I'm speaking of. Again, what's your hobby? Do you even have one? Now, that's going to go into the second part of the conversation, which is, okay, I just asked you about hobbies. Now, how many of y'all can do things by yourself and be content? You know, ask yourself that question. If you're the type of person who can't do things by yourself, then I don't know what to say about that. I'm not here to judge anybody, but that's a realistic question. I'm kind of a loner when I want to be. You know, some people may think different about that, but I've definitely always been one of those people. When I want to do something, I can't wait for somebody to go with me to do it. I just got to do it. So it's been times when y'all seen some of my videos, I just get in my car and I take that thing, I might drive to Philly. Some of my kids I coach can attest to that. I might put that car in the wind and I'm gone. And if I don't have them, I go by myself. I don't need somebody to enjoy my hobbies. And that's what I'm speaking about, hobbies. Hobbies, things you can do by yourself and enjoy by yourself that may not cost a lot of money. I want to hear about your vacation to Turks and Caicos. That's not a hobby. That's a vacation. People that really travel as a hobby They can travel local and call it travel. They could be going to Mount Airy. They could be going to the Shenandoah Valley or whatever. They could be going somewhere close by. It could be in Virginia, but not too far. That's more of a hobby than somebody jet setting on a plane. Because if you go right now to Bali and you come back, well, first of all, you got to save the money to go there. All right. Then when you come back, you got to regenerate money to reduplicate that adventure and that quote unquote hobby. So those are not the type of hobbies I'm talking about. And when you go on vacation, most people won't go by themselves. They got to have somebody with them. So no, I'm asking you, do you have something that you can enjoy by yourself that is for you, that gives you personal enjoyment and pleasure? Let me tell y'all something. When I fly my drone, money and things can be involved in videography and flying the drone, you know, and editing, but I do those things because I love doing it. It's not about the money first. It's about the enjoyment and the pleasure that it gives me. When I fly Charlie up in the air, that's my drone for y'all that don't know his name. When I put Charlie up in the air, I get excited from flying him. You know, that's my excitement. That's my happy place. That's where I'm able to be like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to be a little kid again. I'm able to enjoy myself. That's what Charlie does for me. Then I get to see the beautiful footage that hopefully I can look at once I stick it in the computer, once I put the memory drive in the computer, and I'm able to look at it. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about hobbies. What takes you to your happy place? And are you able to do it by yourself, or do you need somebody to be content? Because a lot of people will tell you they have hobbies, but they don't. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, but I would challenge everybody to have a hobby and have something that you enjoy for yourself. You know, one day I'm going to get into another conversation that comes to mind, and I'll probably do it very soon because I want to spin it off of this. But people who live, they say, my children are my life. Well, what about when your kids are gone? Your kids ain't going to be kids forever. So that's why I talk about hobbies. That's what I'm talking about. We can get more in depth into that whole thing, but somebody else can't be your life. You have to have things that bring you pleasure by yourself. And that's what I'm asking y'all. So look, you can write down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this. But I can tell you right now, a lot of people don't have hobbies and they don't have an outlet. Because ultimately, that's what a hobby is. It allows you to have an outlet. It allows you to have a place that take you away from the normal hustle and bustle of everyday life. And you can enjoy yourself, you know? So, leave y'all comments in the bottom, y'all. And what's your hobby? Please chat with me. Let me know what your hobby is. And if you don't, have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about what do you have for yourself? For all the jet setters, I want to hear how y'all tell me traveling is a damn hobby. Because it's not, in my opinion. Well, it's not the type of hobby I'm speaking of, all right? Look, I appreciate the support, y'all. I'm going to keep knocking out these hits. I'm going to keep knocking out these videos. And so, with that being said, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to make sure I keep doing what I need to do on my end, which is bring y'all the best in entertainment, all right? All right, this your boy L64 The Journey. Until the next adventure, the next cruising conversation, I'm out, y'all. Much love, peace, and blessings. See you on the next journey.